Hello, it is Sunday, September 3rd, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday crossword today, so we do have an extra large grid, and because I am traveling, I don't have a huge amount of time, so I'm hoping it's not an extra large and extra difficult grid. It usually isn't on a Sunday, but let's see how it goes. Let's see if we can solve it on the quicker side. And this extra large jumbo edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Emma Smith, Noah Bezanson, Madeline Lee, and of course, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They are bringing us this series, sustaining this channel. For that, I am incredibly appreciative. Thank you to them. Thank you to everybody who's a patron of the Patreon campaign. And you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field underneath the video to find out more about that and see the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses official mug for benefactors. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field to that, and it's a nice friendly chat community. Do check it out. And finally, please do subscribe to the channel on YouTube. That's a big help. Thanks to everybody who's done so. All right, let's waste no more time. Let's get on to the puzzle. This is a Sunday crossword by Dylan Schiff, whose, I think, third crossword this is. It was, well, it's a Sunday puzzle, so there is a theme, and indeed, the puzzle has a title. It is entitled Computer Games. So we'll see what's going on with that. We could maybe have computer games, specific games being referenced, or computer game concepts. I don't know. Or maybe just things about computers, and the games is just sort of a little punny addition. I don't know, but we'll find out soon, and let's start solving. CEO's degree, an MBA, I would think, a Master's in Business Administration. Eponymous mineralogist's Friedrich. Is that the Mohs scale that I think this is what I'm looking for. It grades hardness of minerals. Let's see. Middle Earth creature could be an orc. And Derby or Derby for one, a horse race. Doesn't fit. What about the crosses here? Waves aggressively. Waves aggressively. Not sure. Martial artist's stance. Martial artist stance. Is this a particular pose or a generic term? I don't know. Last minute bidder on eBay. I think that's when you pick up an item on eBay with a last second bid. I think that's referred to as sniping. So such a person could be a sniper. So what? Oh, brandish. Right. Okay. So if you wave a sword aggressively, you brandish your sword. So waves aggressively, brandishes. There we go. And okay, the Derby for one is not a horse anything. It's a hat. Oh, right. Hat. Style? I don't know. Hesiod, Theogony, and Works and Days. Epics? I'm assuming these are epics. Hate, quit stalling. Do it. Just do it. Stop stalling. That's how I feel about answering 22 across. Martial artist stance. An action pose, maybe? Maybe it's action pose. Let's look at the crosses here. Organization with a click and ship option. I assume this is USPS, the United States Postal Service. It certainly looks like it. And it sounds like the sort of thing a shipping organization such as USPS would have. Titular love object on old TV. No idea. Is this a person or a thing? Comedian Margaret. Margaret Cho is a comedian. And an impatient agreement. Yes, maybe? It's probably yes. It could be yes something else. Oh, Lucy. I love Lucy, right? I wasn't fully considering the titular bit, yes. So Lucy, as referenced in the title of the sitcom I Love Lucy, starring Lucille Ball. Okay, so Chicago neighborhood with a namesake zoo. Oh, Lincoln Park is a neighborhood in Chicago. Never been to Chicago, but I've heard of Lincoln Park, and it must be where the zoo is. Lincoln Park Zoo, I suppose. Czech composer Janacek. Oh, I'm not sure offhand. That's a shame. What about this? Bother with at. If something bothers you, it gnaws at you. So gnaw at, bother. Clumsy sorts. Goobers, maybe? I don't know that's necessarily clumsy, per se. Probably ends with an S. All right, you win. Okay. Okay. I don't know. That seems unlikely. It probably starts with okay, but I don't know whether it's the full word spelled out or just the letters okay. Where else can we look? Grammy winner DeFranco, Annie DeFranco, as a singer. And sound heard at the start of every MGM movie would be the roar of, I think Leo the lion is the MGM mascot. Perch for a mountain goat could be a crag, a mountainous crag. And snapped out of it, if you snapped out of it, you awoke from a daze or something. First class could be A1. It's just great. This is hate mail. Why is that? Email is spelled out in the circles. Oh no, it's just the hat bit. Sorry. Yep, just a little bit out of it. Okay, so there we go. That's the hat. The email is sort of removed from the answer, and it's its own element of the theme, which is computer games. So this is just not the email doesn't seem game related, it's computer related. So the games bit could just be referring to the game of the crossword or the puzzle. But let's see, who knows? Alternatives to tablets are gel caps, another sort of medicine delivery, oral delivery mechanism. And fish and chips, fish and chips are often include fried cod. Neutrogena competitor, that's some sort of skincare brand, so Olay is one of those as well. Oh, clumsy sorts are galoots, there we go. Honesty is candor, you're operating with candor, means you're not using guile. And airplane seating area could be not a chair, cabin, of course. An airplane might have several cabins, and then, or well, I guess it depends whether you can refer to things as the first class cabin, or you can also refer to the whole interior as the cabin, the whole passenger interior. Beverage suffix is aid, as in lemonade, limeade, that kind of thing. And Antichrist figure in Revelation, I'm not sure off the top of my head. Is it simply beast as in the number of the beast? I'm not sure. Singer whose second album in 2011 topped the Billboard chart for a record 24 weeks. I'm sure this must be Adele. And writer Zora Neale Hurston. There we go. Zora Neale Hurston was referenced in something I solved on the channel recently. I can't remember what. Antichrist figure. Okay, it is beast. Bad treatment could be bad treatment. Not quite seeing it, sorry. Not sure what I'm missing there. When Romeo says he saw true beauty before seeing Juliet, well, must be Nair. He never saw true beauty, never contracted in this sort of poetic way. So to wander around online is to surf the web? Wait, sorry, I'm missing how this is working. Because this was just a hat, wasn't it? But this isn't an earth to a... Also, the thing inside of the circle says sheeb, which doesn't seem like anything to me. Okay, I'm missing something about this theme. And then this this is Link. But the Chicago neighborhood is the whole clue. So is this whole thing hate mail? Maybe it is. Why? Not quite getting this, sorry. Maybe it'll be explained eventually. Wander around online. Surf the web does seem likely, doesn't it? Matchmaking. Line on a spine. The title of a book, on the spine of a book. Hindu scripture on meditation. Not immediately coming to mind. I hope I recognize it when I see it. Biblical name that means one who struggles with God. I'm not sure about that either offhand. Soup stock in Japanese cuisine. Dashi. That's a fish soup stock you can make with like bonito flakes and things. 45s and LPs are discs. Those are vinyl records. With good sense, if you do something with good sense, you do it intelligently or intuitively or in have one stay in court is to sue somebody or to I don't know. First Nations people, starting with a C, I'm guessing it's Cree, and to preserve in a way is to save or to salt, maybe. You could preserve meat by salting it. Well, this really does look like surf the web, doesn't it? I'm going to put it back in. So preserve in a way. This could be Israel. Then this would be salt, which is sort of what I wanted. Okay, I'm confused about the theme, I must admit. I don't need to admit it. It's very obvious, I'm sure. So this is Cree. I'm sure about that. This looks like sheet, maybe? Why? What does that mean? Surf the net. Oh, the net. Right. Okay, sorry. That's just as valid as web. Okay, surf the net. I think you just maybe don't hear it as much anymore. Have one. I don't really know why. They're not really that different. Anyway. Tantra. Tantric scripture. Hindu scripture. Let's see if that works. With good sense. Let's doing it still. Have one stay in court. Stand at trial. Stand. Does that work with this? Paris is found in it. Oh, the Iliad, not Paris the city, but Paris the character from Greek mythology. So with good sense, in real... I'm missing things in this corner. Matchmaking. Fire? It's something a match makes. It's a lot for short. And here we have bad treatment. Gently now, easy. Check composer. Impatient agreement. So this could be yes, yes. Does that help me at all? Longtime host of Food Network's Chopped. Ooh, I have no idea. What about this one? Object of a dubious sighting. A Yeti. There we go. Okay, that looks right. So pip or pit could be the seed of a fruit maybe. And longtime host of Food Network's Chopped. Do I have any likelihood of knowing who this is? I don't know. I sort of doubt it, but maybe. Give up in wrestling is to tap. You sort of tap the mat. You tap out. Longtime host of Food Network. Keep looking back at this, so I'm somehow going to know it eventually. French bread is the word for bread in French is simply pain. So there we go. And preschoolers are tots, maybe small children. Ancient manuscripts discovered in the Qumran caves. Right. Interesting. The Dead Sea Scrolls, those were found in caves. I think many caves over many years, maybe. Sort of after the first one was discovered, I think they kept... No, that doesn't work. What am I missing? I'm missing... Wait a second. Is that spelled down this way? S-E-A? No, that doesn't make any sense. Sorry. I'm very confused by this theme. Maybe it's not the. No, but Tots was the. The Dead Sea Scrolls. What if I work backwards from what the end needs to be and then see if I can make the circled letters be useful at all? I spelled this wrong. D-E-A-D-S? I'm just trying to figure out. Food Safety Agency. Food Safety Agency. The USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture, they put ratings on meat and things. Okay, so never mind. That little foray was useless. But that does still look like the dead then. The dead. I am really confused. I'm sorry. I don't understand what's going on. SDA. I'm sure that's right. The USDA. And it fits with the A from dead, but I don't know what else goes around it. Fork over. To fork over is to pay or to allot or to what? Closes, shuts off. Tilt. List is, sort of a building could be listing, it could be sort of tilting. So closes, shutters, there we go. Longtime host is, I don't know still. What a paperclip may indicate online as represented in 22 across. Right. So that's either hate mail, hat, or email. What a paperclip indicates an attachment, an email attachment. Oh, so is each of these going to be its own unique pun? So those are the games. Is that what's going on? I was trying to make them all fit into one thing. So an email attachment as represented in 22 across. I mean, I guess email is sort of attached to the hat there. What else comes out of this? Organization opposed to fur farming. PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Fork over is spend money. There we go. That was simple, actually. Unionized, question mark. So union not as in formed labor union, but in a punnier sense, created a union of two people. They wed. What you get as you grow older, it's said. They say you get wiser. And okay, you win. Okay, fine. I'll write you in. Okay, fine. Blank for tin horns, Guys and Dolls number. That's funny. Guys and Dolls was referenced within the last few weeks. I have seen it, but I don't think I remember this. What for tin horns? Is it under the nest? Maybe matchmaking. Could be fire still. What word fits there? I have no idea with an E. It's a lot for some. And bad treatment is with good sense. Have one's day in court. Stand trial. Why didn't I think of that? Sorry. Wild guess could be a stab. I'll take a stab. Feels like what I'm doing with some of these answers. Even a little could be at all. Bucolic bundles are bales of hay, maybe? Bucolic, so kind of pastoral in a rural context, maybe. Trattoria dessert could be a torta, maybe. So an Italian restaurant. With good sense. In reason. Okay, I did it in reason, not irrationally. It ain't just a river in Egypt is denial, as they say. Denial. It ain't just a river in Egypt. Tony-nominated actor, man. I'm not sure. Might recognize it when I see it, but I can't think offhand. Something that's hand-cut is... hand-cut, I'm not sure. Membership category is a tier of membership, maybe? Oops. Tony-nominated actor, Terrence? Don't recognize that name, but it's a name and it fits. Let's see if it helps with the crosses. Something that's hand-cut. Winning isn't everything. Ancient menus. This is scrolls. What am I missing? The dead. Is it just the letter C? Is that the pun? Game over, so to speak. Fencing option. Could be an épée if it's a sword, that kind of fencing, as opposed to a sort of an enclosure. That would then make Dead Sea Scrolls look less likely. Oh, no, wait. Oh, these are the right letters. Oh, it just goes up instead of down. I was on the right track before. So, sorry, I'm sure many of you saw that, and I just completely didn't. So the DEADS goes up, and then it continues. Okay, I have no idea why. I assume there will be another clue in the puzzle that explains why that's the case. All right, wow. They're pop-up ads. It's pop-up ads. That's what it is. Ads, ADS, is popping up out of Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, that took me ages to see. Finally, we did. I still don't know what's going on over here, though. Game over, so to speak. And matchmaking. It looks like fire. I'm still not seeing everything over there. Like medium vis-a-vis well done, say. That would be pinker. as in meat. So the meat is more rare. So then Terrence with an E, that still looks plausible. And game over, so to speak, is, I'm not sure. Blank of the world. Listed below recipient, maybe. CC'd? Just trying to think about more email attachment. There we go. Torment is to, well, a torment could be a horror maybe, or if we're using it as a verb, is there a good verb for that? I'm not sure. TV personality often referring to himself in the third person. Mr. T famously did that. Blank of the world. And ways of doing things in brief. MOs, modus operandi. Run the show. To MC, to be the master of ceremonies, to run the show. Organize as a campaign is to mount a campaign. Ptolemy was one, famously. There's sort of a few different historical Ptolemies. I mean, there were the sort of Egyptian pharaohs, but also the scientist. Ptolemy was one, famously. Medical attendants at boxing matches. Something men? I don't know. Longtime host, here we still have this. Longtime host of Food Network's Chopped. Still don't know. Frozen yogurt mix in Oreo. There we go, the official snack cookie of the New York Times crossword. And Jonathan Van Blank of Queer Eye. Don't know this either. Not good on the names today. Television names, I suppose. Not a big, massive surprise, I guess. Blank of the world. And drink whose name derives from its country of origin. This will be one of those incredibly obvious ones in retrospect. Roger, who wrote Life Itself, a memoir. Roger Ebert wrote a book of that name, the late film critic. And listed below a recipient, maybe it is CC'd of an email. Blank of the world. I still don't know what that is, though, so I don't think I can put it in. Italian fashion house, Prada. And harass somebody is to torment them. So, cares of the world? As in, you sort of, shoulder all the cares of the world? Pertains, game over, so to speak. I don't quite understand what this means. This area is completely, I'm stuck. Bad treatment, ill usage. You simply use something poorly. For some reason, I've been trying to read this as a single word the entire time, but bad could mean ill, and so treatment is usage. So ill usage, bad treatment. Okay, that's fine. It's a lot for some. An acre? Oh, an acre of land, a lot of land. And matchmaking is fire, I guess. And then fugue for tin horns, this must be. And then game over, so to speak. It's curtains, it's game over. We've failed. There we go. That took me much, much too long. Sorry about that. Okay, let's keep going. Let's finish this thing off if I can. Darling. Peas and sweet pea? I don't know. Hopper car contents, or maybe from a mine train, or coal, maybe from a locomotive. Weight. Onus, I don't know. Tin from a tin mine. I don't know. Hopper car contents. Subject of the 2003 book Power Failure. Sounds like Enron, the energy company, fraudulent energy company. And then still don't see who this is. Told me was one. Famously, not famously enough for me, apparently. Okay, what about this? Handles. And Henry VI founded it in 1440. That would be Eton, the famous prep school outside of London. So what was Ptolemy famously? Please be more famously. Okay. Entree often served with onions. Liver and onions famously go together. And actually, I think a very, very delicious dish, despite its reputation in sort of children's cartoons for being the worst thing you could eat. Basic knitting stitch. A purl, P-U-R-L, I believe that's right. A chew inducer. It's referring to a sneeze. What would induce a sneeze? React, but just barely. Bat an eye. So if you say don't bat an eye, you mean don't react even a small amount. So dust could induce a sneeze. There we go. And slow to catch on could be you're a bit dense, maybe you're slow to catch on. That's how I feel solving many areas of this puzzle. Oh, here's our Linkin Park thing finally. It may lead to a 404 a broken link. Okay, right. There we have it. So the word link is broken up in this answer. All right, and that's as represented in 35 across. Okay, so yes, it is true that each of these has its own unique puns. So my early attempts to find a shared mechanism were not advised. Okay. Oh. Ptolemy, an astrologer. There we go. Okay, so it's that Ptolemy. And then medical attendants at boxing. Cut men, people who attend to cuts, maybe? Just sort of guessing. I don't know that phrase. So Red Allen, maybe, longtime host of Food Network's Chopped. I don't know. Leos Janacek, AAA service. That's you might get your car towed by AAA, which is the American Automobile Association, I think. So that looks good. And then Ted Allen. All right, doesn't ring any bells for me whatsoever. So I hope that's right. I think based on the crosses, it is now. Writer's block. Not sure what that's about. And handles are monikers, some names by which you might be known. And Ginger of old Hollywood, Ginger Rogers, famous screen dancer. And Oktoberfest order casually. Brot for bread in German? Not sure. Not inclined. If you're not inclined to do something, or you could have a surface that's flat that's not inclined. Well, I guess by flat I mean level. Wander about is to roam or to rove, actually. It could be either of those. Oh, but rove would allow this to be averse. If you're not inclined to do something, you're averse to it. So, a brat is in bratwurst. There we go. Okay, so the sausage this is the Oktoberfest order. All right, and that's the casual bit. Sorry, so brot isn't casual. That's the regular word for bread. Like one-word commands, they're terse, and then writer's block could be a verse, so a block of text in a poem, a verse. All right. Big Blue machines are IBMs. That Big Blue is nickname for the company IBM because of their blue logo. I don't know if they still use that blue color. I presume they do. Relative of cream could be. I don't know. I thought that would be obvious. Doesn't seem to be to me. Shiny balloon material. I think mylar is that kind of shiny foil material that's used to make large inflatable balloons. And developed ability is a skill is a developed ability. So there we go. That's a noun rather than a sort of past participle. Pitches in assists. You pitch in, you assist, you help somebody. And group on the 11th day of Christmas. Oh, I don't remember. So this is the song that counts all the different gifts by day. 11. I don't know. I don't know what the 11 were. But it probably ends with an S. And hawks, yes. If you hawk your wares, your goods, you sell things. So hawks sells. Wonder Woman Star Gadot, Gal Gadot was in that film. And relative of cream is beige. It's the color. Okay, I was trying to think of an alternative to, the dairy product. But nope, that's not what it was. What is the 11th day of Christmas group? Pipers, maybe? 11 pipers piping? I don't know. It sounds perfectly plausible to me. Excel offering a spreadsheet. So, and it spreads out. So that is a spreadsheet. So that's a spreadsheet, obviously, of course, another computer. Well, I guess essentially at this point, exclusively associated with computing, I think. And we have spread out the word sheet in Surf the Net to create a spreadsheet. So there we go. Major in astronomy. Ursa Major, the constellation. The Great Bear, I guess, essentially. And Blank Roof, 1962 hit for the Drifters. Oh, Up on the Roof. Yeah, I know that song. That's a great song. And then establishments for shampooing pooches are pet salons. I don't know what word we're looking for here. Class speakers for short. PAs, right? So public address systems. I think that probably means in this case. So speakers in the sort of audio equipment sense, not literally just someone speaking. Establishments for shampooing pooches are pet spas, maybe? And House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha was the name of the British royal family's house prior to being the Windsors. Okay, apex predator. Windsor chosen in large part because of the anti-German sentiment at the time. Anyway, apex predator. So this predator at the top of the food chain tours with. Oh, right. Okay, so this is the word for with in French, referring to, again, we have a place name. This happens all the time in the crossword. We have a place name that serves as a language indicator. So Tours, the French location, Tours, depends how Frenchly you want to say it. But the word for with in French is avec. So there we go. Fraternal twins come from different ones, different ova, different eggs. And then browser annoyances are indeed pop-up ads. There we go. That one I saw finally after quite a struggle with that answer. And then zhuzh up would be to spruce something up. So to zhuzh up, to give it some éclat, to use another word that, actually, I guess I was going to say that the New York Times crossword loves. It does come up occasionally, but it really comes up much more frequently in the plus word puzzle, actually. Anyway, big name in magic. Penn is in Penn and Teller, the sort of comedy magician duo. And like a low blow could be cheap, could be unfair. A low blow, cheap. World's largest peninsula, the Arabian Peninsula, so Arabia. And diamond theft could be a stolen base in baseball. Look at me getting a baseball clue. There we go. All right. So not the theft of a jewel, but rather a theft on the baseball diamond. This could be Jonathan Van Ness, maybe. I'm not sure. Film megastar. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a term or a person's name. Broadway actress Philippa. Oh, Philippa Sue was in. She was in famously Hamilton. It took me a while. All right. Since could be as of this date, since this date. And a little help around the holidays could be elf. So one of Santa's little helpers. Film megastar. Oh, a screen idol. There we go. So this was indeed Jonathan Van Ness. Here we have, Scotch, of course. Yeah, as I said, it was going to be incredibly obvious when he saw it, but Scotch whiskey. There we go. Referred to often as Scotch, named for Scotland, from which it derives. And then weight is heft. So you lift a heavy weight, some heft. And hopper car contents, they were ore. I think that was my first guess. And then a staff symbol is a clef on a musical staff. So a musical clef indicating the sort of note range that staff is going to be to contain. Darling is, still not sure about that one. Word with dollar or bank. Sand dollar or sand bank. Those are both phrases. And darling, obey, right? Okay, so we've got the modern version of the kind of terms of endearment I was saying earlier. And then Amazon wrappers are boas. So, right, if you're traipsing around the Amazon, you might find yourself wrapped up by a boa constrictor. And there we go. That was the Sunday puzzle. Took me ages. Especially because of some of these theme clues, which I thought were going to be very straightforward. After this first sort of hat email business, I just assumed they would all be that way. Nope. The games bit of the title was relevant. We had sort of various games around computer concepts. So let's look at them quickly. And it didn't even occur to me to look down at this when I was wondering about that. I guess because I didn't think I was confused about this one. It was just that the other ones, this is where I should have actually looked at. Well, the Dead Sea Scrolls is really what I should have looked at, actually, now that I think about it. That was the one that stumped me for ages unnecessarily. So anyway, surf the net includes a spreadsheet. So anyway, right, we had hate mail includes an email attachment. Surf the net includes a spreadsheet. Linkin Park includes a broken link. The Dead Sea Scrolls include pop-up ads. And I think those were all of our theme clues. So we had 4. And no overall revealer. We sort of had 4 different revealers today. That's interesting. Our sort of explanatory clues that tie the theme together. And we had several of them this time, which is very unusual, but a welcome twist on the Sunday-themed puzzle. So very nice. I enjoyed that. Wish I hadn't gotten so stuck on some of these, but what can you do? That was the Sunday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back. I should be back tomorrow for the Monday crossword, and hope to see you then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.